The victims and kin of the Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971, in which up to 3 million people were killed and between 200,000 and 400,000 women raped, still await justice. Speaking exclusively to ANI, senior IDSA scholar Smriti S. Patnaik has asserted that the war crimes trial is a political statement, questioning if the BNP was opposing it because of Jamaat-e-Islami.
Look at 2008 elections in December. The BNP initially kept quiet as far as the War Crime Tribunal was concerned. They really did not wanted to say and be seen as someone who is supporting the people who committed war crimes. So, it kept a distance, perhaps around 7 to 8 months, and later it started speaking against the process of the judiciary. But as far as Jamaat and BNP's the blame that Awami League is in hand in gloves in this trial and all, I think it is an agenda of Awami League, and it has been because that was the party which was leading the freedom struggle in 1971. And it was many of its supporters were victim of the harassment, and they were killed by in the hand of Al Badr and Al Shams, which was in fact led by the Jamaat Islami at that point of time. So, therefore, I think to some extent it is a very very political kind of statement which one sees in Bangladesh politics, because it is polarized. So, one political party, if it does something, you always see the other political party keeps on blaming. So, I think over this issue, at least I had expected, because there are also people who had fought for freedom and are part of the BNP now. So, I think BNP, perhaps it would have been politically better if BNP would have supported Awami League on the issue of the war crime trials. Perhaps if they thought that this process actually is not something sustainable or not something which is above the board, perhaps they could have come up with some kind of suggestions. I find it very difficult to understand that what is the point in opposing. Are they opposing just because the Jamaat Islami, their alliance partner, is the victim of this trial?
Smriti also added that in a state of impunity prevailing in Bangladesh, there was fear of political vendetta among the witnesses.
This trial started when I said that it started after a year, after the government assumed power in Dhaka, because all this time they have been involved in finding out the witnesses, preparing the case, because in such kind of criminal cases you need witness which can really stand the verdict or the judicial processes. And what happened in Bangladesh is that there are some people, one group of people like there was Sector Commander Forum, which was in fact instrumental in bringing this agenda to Awami League's manifesto. And I think this process should have started much before, in the 1974, when the the Collaborator Act was Sheikh Mujib declared general amnesty, and the Collaborator Act was repealed by General Ziaur Rahman, who took over power after the 1975 coup. So, you see this should have started earlier, but nevertheless I think it is a good process that they have started the process now, because there is a lot of truth and reconciliation kind of thing which needs to happen in the in the life of a nation state. But in Bangladesh, if you meet the people there, you feel there is a lot of agony and lot of the this question of that everything can happen here and people don't get punished, and this sense of impunity was prevailing, that people who were involved in the war crime were never tried, they were given political pardon. So, therefore, I think it is necessary for the for the country to reconcile and to come in terms with what happened in 1971. So, I think it is a step forward, and as far as the witnesses are concerned, some of them have been daring, they have come up and they have given witness in the court. But yes, I do agree with you that many of them are dead and gone, and many of them are also not very clear that if suppose they give the verdict and tomorrow there is a change of the government, so they may be a victim of political vendetta by if Jamaat Islami comes to power, because most of this trial are one party which is actually whose political fortune may get hampered by this trial is the Jamaat Islami.